today we're going to show you how to get from here to there with 7 simple stretches. Let's be real, genetics amounts to about 60 to 80% of your height, but the other 20% or so actually has to do with your diet, your lifestyle, and exercises. You can actually gain an inch or two by just knowing what stretches and exercises to do that will help to elongate, strengthen, and stretch your muscles so that you have the right framework for you to grow to the maximum potential. So today we're going to show you 9 stretches that are simple and really effective on improving your height no matter what age you are. You can still be growing after the age of 25.
So make sure you stay until the very end of the video to find out all the tips, because we added a few little secret bonus ones at the end and they're our personal favorites. And yeah, let's just jump into the video. Okay, so quick test before we start. I want you guys to stand up and look down at the normal position of your thumbs. And if they're pointing towards each other, it means your shoulders have rounded and you probably look something like this with a little bit of a slouch, rather than this, which is good posture and your shoulders are back and everything is nice and straight. So actually the secret is all to strengthening the muscles in our back. So when our back muscles and the muscles that surround the spine are really weak, our shoulders will naturally hump over like this, which will make us look really, really short. And it might actually be one of the reasons why you think you're short. So do you guys have these symptoms? We're gonna show you all the secrets in how to be taller, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications, and let's get to stretching.
The wall angel. Bring your arms up to 90 degrees and stand about 5 centimeters away from the wall, or you can squat. When you do this, it's really important that the arch of your back is completely flat against the wall. Really push your hips and the entire spine backwards. This is super important, but you are supposed to feel some tension holding the arms at 90 degrees. So now begin to straighten the arms directly overhead, trying to keep the elbows sliding up against the wall, and remember keeping the back and spine as flat as you can against the wall. As you get stronger and looser, the forearms and back of the hands will be able to stay in contact with the wall. Now keep the abs tight and repeat around 5 times.
This is one of the more effective stretches into just lengthening your upper body. Why stretch? Put your arms over your head at about a 45-degree angle while lying face down on the ground. And then you want to rotate one arm and open your chest wide open. Go from the left to the right side, and this will open up the thoracic spine, helping you really open up the chest and also strengthen those shoulder muscles. If you do this a few times each day, or at least 3 or 4 times a week, you'll really see a huge difference in opening up your shoulders and really just improving your overall stature and your posture, making you taller.
Reach the sky. Start by standing about 10 centimeters from the wall. Place your palms together and hold it straight above your head, shooting them upwards. Keep the shoulders lifted. Now slowly push back until the tip of your fingers touch the wall. Push through from the hips and you'll feel a stretch opening up the chest as well as the back. Hold for about 5 seconds and then return to original position. Each time, step half a step further away from the wall and repeat. Remember to extend from the hips and shoulders for a good stretch and keep the head facing up.
Downward dog. This stretch strengthens and lengthens. To do this correctly, straighten your legs to your personal limit and poke your tailbone to the ceiling, and straighten the back, pressing down on the shoulder blades, making sure your spine is nice and long and straight. This might hurt the hamstrings, which are at the back of the thighs a little when you first do it, but do a deep inhale and then exhale, and repeat the breath about 8 times and then relax. You can drop the knees and enter into child's pose, which will help the spine muscles relax. So when you're doing this, make sure you're not letting your head drop down too far and keeping the head as an extension of the spine so they're all nice and straight, and make sure you don't let your back arch. But when you do this repeatedly, it'll get easier every time. So I like to just do this about 5 times.
Shoulder stretch. This stretch is to fix the muscles that cause slouching and rounded shoulders. Reach the forearm backwards slightly. Just after you get in that position, hook the arms against something like a wall or a doorway. Then rotate your chest towards the other direction while still trying to reach back with the arms. and take a stride out to really push into that stretch. Now hold this for about 30 seconds at a time.
And this helps all the muscles that link from the neck to the shoulders and also the chest and back. Hip flexor stretch. Starting off by kneeling on your legs, bend one leg out in front of you with the flat foot on the floor. If you feel discomfort in the front of your knee, place a towel under the knee for support. Now, keeping your back straight, put your hands on one knee for balance and slowly push your hips forward until you feel a stretch in the upper thigh or your back leg and hip. And then hold the stretch for at least 15 to 20 seconds. Then you want to repeat it on the other leg. The hip flexors are in the hips and it helps improve flexibility, but more importantly, lengthens the muscles, which also help to restore overworked tissues and muscles in the legs. Another version of the hip flexor stretch is to lay one leg on the floor and bend the other leg and clutch it into your chest. You feel the stretch on the thigh and make sure to keep the hips square and secure so they're both planted on the ground. You can apply pressure on the knee and just push and force that down until you feel the stretch. Toe lift. Start by standing straight with your heels on the ground, then lift as high as you can and hold that position. And then gently lay the feet back on the ground. Keep your legs straight and feel like an imaginary string that's pulling your head upwards through your spine all the way down to your toes. Now repeat this for 30 seconds, about 8 to 10 times a day. So how does this work? When your heels are raised, the largest blood vessels are filled with blood due to the muscle contractions. And when the heels are dropped back down, the blood turns around and immediately starts moving towards your heart, therefore reducing the strain on your heart. And at the same time, blood gets access to all the muscles, therefore allowing them to stretch much better and elongate the entire body. But we're not done yet because we said we would share with you guys some bonus tips that we have that'll make you look taller without stretching. Wear vertical stripes rather than horizontal stripes because lines that run up and down gives the illusion of a more longer and more slimmer elongated body. So for those of you who don't want to appear curvy or more round, vertical stripes also help with that too.
Wear insoles. Not only are insoles great for feet and leg support, but you can actually find some that give you extra height. You can find them on Amazon and they're really simple. You can just slip them into the heel area of your shoes and give that extra boost of height, and no one will notice a thing. Just maybe, just don't take off your shoes. You can also get insoles made by your podiatrist, which will help not only support your back and your posture, but it will also give you a couple of inches of height as well.
Tease your hair. So this one's a little misleading, but when you're short, you want all the additional height you can get, right? So I like to just tease the crown of my head a little, and it gives the illusion that you're a little taller, but also gives your hair more volume.
So those are the stretches that will help to elongate, strengthen, and stretch the muscles.
But remember, being tall is not always the goal, because even when you're shorter and you do all these things correctly, you can appear taller. So you know how like ballerinas always seem to be like holding themselves so tall? So you can be short and still fill a room, you know what I mean? Just embrace the body that you have.
Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, leave your comments below. Remember to check out my How to Grow Taller video if you haven't already seen that.
Make sure you've subscribed and liked this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Bye!